This is going to be the first response to questions that we received, both written and uploads, on the Ask Bob Poe YouTube page. First off, I want to talk to you a little bit about the setting. Last time I talked to you, I had a nice fire behind me. That was at my home, but now the campaign has moved into the Bob Poe for Alaska campaign headquarters, which is located at 207 East Northern Lights, Suite 111. So come on by. There's people here every day, and I'm here most days. So anyhow, we're glad to be in campaign headquarters, and things are really moving quickly. Now I want to go to the first question, which was from Scott.
Hi, Bob. What's your position on a sales tax in Alaska, statewide?
And the answer is generally, I don't support that for two key reasons. The first is state revenues, primarily coming from oil. As I think most people know, about 90% of state revenues come from oil and gas operations. That's providing plenty of money for the state of Alaska to operate. But a more important reason for why I wouldn't support a state sales tax were we to need additional revenue is because the sales tax is typically a local government revenue source. And one of the things that Alaska has tried to do over its 50 years of statehood is push more responsibility to local government to provide services directly to the residents in those communities. And so if the state kind of crowds in on their main revenue device, which is either property tax or sales tax, then it really pushes them out of that revenue source. So I don't think the state needs to do it, and I don't support a statewide sales tax. The next comes from Liz.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Andrews, and as the daughter of a Vietnam War veteran, I'm really interested in knowing what your stance is on taking care of our veterans after they serve their country.
One of the greatest investments that America ever made was the GI Bill after the Second World War, which allowed all these soldiers who had missed their educational opportunities because they had to go off and defend America. They all came back to college, and or to technical school, and that really increased the productivity and ability of America to compete on a global stage. Well, that's going to be true also for folks returning from Afghanistan and from Iraq and other locations. It also has an important Alaska aspect because with 5 major military bases in Alaska, many of the most qualified and capable members of our workforce often come from the military. And I'm proud to say on our campaign we have ex-Iraqi and Afghanistan veterans. So I definitely support veterans benefits.
Hey Bob, I was wondering what you are going to do about education in Alaska.
As I was basically saying with the GI Bill, education is probably one of the best and smartest investments we can make in Alaska. And so I very much supporting education at all levels. So that's whether it's preschool, Head Start kind of programs, or preschool learning programs, through high school. I support vocational education, which is a very important element in making sure our workforce is ready. And I strongly support our university. I've taught at the University of Alaska Anchorage. I support really innovative programs like ANSEP, as an example, the Alaska Native Science and Engineering Program. And further, I support moving toward regional or magnet high schools so that we can, in rural Alaska, so not to necessarily replace the Molly Hooch schools, but to add capabilities and economies of scale to education for rural Alaskans. And I support regional vocational education to allow people to gain skills in vocational tracks and not having to go to, say, Seward or Anchorage or Fairbanks to get that training.
As someone that's running for governor, I would just like to know what exactly you're going to do to help benefit our state and make sure that people of this state are heard and get the things that they want.
I think that's sort of the question everybody likes to ask, so why are you running for governor? What are you going to do for me? And what I'm mainly running about is jobs. In my view, jobs equal opportunity, and opportunity equals hope. So from my standpoint, what I want to do is make sure that we develop and diversify Alaska's economy while not killing off oil. Remember, oil pays the bills around the state, and so we want to support oil. But at the same time, use that economic cushion that oil gives Alaska to develop and diversify our economy. So, for instance, I led the state's team to bring the FedEx and UPS cargo hubs here. I put together things like the Alaska Heart Institute, or just recently put the Pegasus aircraft maintenance deal together with NANA Development Corporation. And I think that those are examples of businesses that we can create in Alaska that broaden and diversify our economy. So I think that's the most important, and it really leads right into a question that was about Sydney's future.
How can you be sure that Sydney is going to have a good life in Alaska when he's at my age?